Hi, good evening. This is Pilates with Charlotte. So it's Thursday evening, another week in quarantine. Such a random word, quarantine. It feels like we're pets moving abroad. But we're in quarantine, and this is just a moment to kind of do something for you, to have a bit of time out, to kind of forget about your to-do list, forget about all those things that have been worrying you in the course of your day. Hopefully you've had nothing to worry you, but probably you have. So this is a chance to kind of transition into just thinking about you and your body moving. The body loves to move. So this evening we are going to be doing a band workout. Now I have a confession to make, which is I love bands. When I'm working out at home, just purely for me and just purely for the joy of movement, I mostly always use bands. I love how they help you to get great range of movement. I love how they challenge your body. I love how it takes your mind off, as I say, your to-do list and all those things that are nagging in the back of your head. So I would really recommend that you get one. If you don't have one, that's no worries, you can still do the moves without, and I will give you modifications so that you can do the class without the band. You could use a hand towel, bathroom towel to do the moves, or you could use tights or a pair of leggings that you don't mind kind of stretching because they've got lycra in them. So you could use any of those, would also suffice. So we're just going to do some exercises with the band at any time. If it doesn't feel fluid, Pilates is all about feeling fluid. If it feels really clunky or you think, oh, that doesn't feel right, then that is a sign that you should reduce your range of movement, or you should just stop and wait for the next exercise. I'm not anticipating that anything will feel uncomfortable, but if it does, you've just got to work with your body. It's always about making this workout work for you, otherwise what's the point? There is no point. I'm answering my own questions now, not that it was a question, but I'm talking to myself. First sign of madness. Perhaps second sign of madness. This is the first sign of madness, putting yourself up on Facebook Live and on the YouTube. So anyway, we'll discuss that later. So we're going to start in our neutral spine, getting our best positioning in Pilates. In Pilates, we are the breathing police, we're the posture police, and potentially take it too seriously, but we are going to take it seriously, and we're going to start in our best positioning. So we're going to start with our heels together. We're going to make sure that we're nice and tall and our weight is balanced throughout the body. We don't want to be tilting forward and we don't want to be tilting back. So balance body weight in the centre line of your body. You're then going to take your heels out, so you're into a nice inverted V, and then you're going to make sure your knees are in alignment with your toes. We're now going to just rock the pelvis forward, tilt the pelvis forward and tilt it back, almost as though you're tipping a bucket forward and back. So emptying the bucket, filling it up, and then you're just going to rock this pelvis forward and back. Now when you're ready, it might take a few, and it does feel good. If you've been sat down all day, then you probably want to do a few more than if you've been moving around all day, because we do get quite stiff in the lumbar spine and in the pelvis area. You'll want to stop in the middle. So you're stopping in the middle, and you should feel that you're quite nice and tight. So you kind of got this imaginary corset going around your body. You can do an extra check by putting your thumbs into your belly button and making sure you can't see the bottom fingers, kind of make a diamond shape. Your bottom fingers, you can't see them. So if you can see them, you sort of need to tilt back a little bit. And if your fingers have gone into the abyss, you'll need to tip forward a little bit. So that should feel like you're really well, nice and balanced. If this doesn't feel good, then you can adjust. It's just that we are designed anatomically, you know, there is a difference. So just where it feels good for you. We're now going to take our feet out a little bit wider, and we're just going to rock side to side. So I always do this in my warm-ups because I find that it's just lovely and it feels really good to shift your body weight from one side to the other. And when I do the class live, I really encourage people to make sure they've got their feet flat on the floor, and then if they can, to really exaggerate that hip movement. So just really enjoy exaggerating those hips out to the side, because the hips get quite stiff and it's all connected, so it's quite nice to sort of really rock those hips out. If you watch your children, if you've got children, you watch them play, they do all these kind of movements just naturally, and it's quite nice that we can mimic them in our warm-up because they do feel so good. And then we're going to stop in the centre, and now we're going to come forward and back. So we're just coming forward and back. And again, I love to do this move. It's working on our balance, it's getting us centred, it's kind of helping us to transition from what we were doing previous to Pilates. and it feels lovely. And we're putting all the weight through our feet, nice and evenly, for 2 more. Oh, let's do another one for luck. And stop in the centre. We're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together now, and we're just going to pick up the heels. So again, I love to do this one. I've probably said it before, but when I'm putting the kettle on or the coffee machine on at home, I do these while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil. Quite lovely to kind of get that movement through the feet. And then if it feels good, you're going to speed it up, and we're working through the heels. We're using the arms to propel the movement, not in a huge range of movement, just where it feels good, should feel nice and soft, for 3, 2, and 1. Stop in the centre. We're going to take the legs a little bit further apart again, hip distance apart. We're going to do a lovely side bend. It's going to go over to the right, to the centre, to the left. So as always, I like to remind you about the natural catch. So just working, when you feel that stopping point, just stop there. Just going to do a few of these. I think I could probably do this for quite a long time because I love this movement. It feels so good. Everything in Pilates should feel good and fluid. One more time. And stop in the centre. Lovely back bend. It's going to bring the arm up, and it comes just past the headline of your body. You're using your eye to kind of guide you, to make sure that your hand doesn't kind of go too far behind, and it's a little hyperextension of the spine. The body loves to move, but we don't want to like make it too much range of movement. We're not surfing, we're doing Pilates. 2 more. Surfing sounds amazing right now. 1 more, and release. We're going to just take the arms out into T position. Going to move the arms around to the right, to the centre, to the left. Here we go, inhale, exhale, moving the arms around and the head around to the centre, to the left, and to the centre, other way, and again, other side. Let's do 2 more. Hips are staying square to the screen, and release, lovely. Alright, you're going to grab your band. Now, we're going to keep our feet in hip distance apart. Now, one lovely trick that I learned about getting the right distance of your band is putting the band at the bottom of your wrist and then up to your shoulder height. That should be where you want to hold your band. That's quite a nice positioning technique. You might find that that's not as comfortable, by all means change it, but it's quite nice, a nice measurement from your wrist to your shoulder in terms of what length you need your band. So we're just going to take an inhale and bring our arms up nice and high, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to take our arms over to the right. So inhale here, exhale, move over to the right, inhale back to the centre, to the left. So you can hopefully see that if you don't have a band, you can just do this movement without. And we're really working this side of the waist. I can actually feel mine working already quite intensely, even though it's a really small movement. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to add on by using the band to meet our thighs. So we're going to go over to the right, and then we're going to pull the band down towards our thigh, up to the centre, to the other side. To the left, pull down, up, and to the centre. Now I can note that my band is kind of maybe getting in the way of you seeing, don't worry. Just going over to the side, bringing the band down to the thigh and up. So it's a great exercise for the obliques and also for shoulder mobilisation. Over, reach the hand down to the thigh and up, and again. Over, reaching down, up, lift. 1 more time. Over, reach, up, and down. Lovely work. Okay, we're now going to put the band, and we're going to tread on the band, and we're just going to make sure that we've got our knees pointing in alignment with our toes. Sometimes you can get stuck in these bands, which is quite embarrassing, but I can't see you, so don't worry. And then you're just going to make sure you've got a nice sort of relaxed hold on the band. Do make sure you have quite a good hold. Although I say relax, you don't want to be really tense, you do want to have a good strong hold, otherwise they have a habit of pinging you in the eye. I've done that many times. So we're going to do a lovely side bend here. So we're just going to hold on to the band, and then we're going to drop our weight over to the right and pull with the left side. Over to the left, reach and pull up with the arm. And again. So this is lots of work for the obliques. Those people who come to my classes in the real world will know that I'm very obsessed with doing oblique exercises. Going over, reach, and again, 2 more times, over, pull, 1 more time, going over to the side, and up. Lovely work. Alright, we're now going to put one foot into the band, so the right leg comes up into the band. I'm going to work on a little bit of balance. So you need to make sure you've got your knees nice and bent and that you're not stood really stiffly. Everything works much better in Pilates when you're nice and relaxed and feeling nice and warm. If you're really stiff, then it's going to be really difficult to be fluid, and it's all about being fluid and not being clunky, as I say. So again, we're going to engage that core. We're in our neutral spine. We practiced that at the beginning. So tucking the tailbone up and under and really feeling that core connection. You're going to take an inhale and you're going to exhale and you're going to lift the foot. And all you're going to do is just hold it there. And you're just going to hold it, and you're going to think about your balance, and you're going to think about where your body's centered. I can feel myself slightly rolling over towards the left. So you need to pull up nice and tall. Now, when you're ready, keep it in one hand or both. You drop the leg down, up, down, up. So this looks easy. So if you're just sat there watching me, you'll be like, Charlotte, this isn't doing very much. But it actually is. It's really activating the core. We're working hard on balance. You'll probably feel a little shifting around. That's fine. You'll start to feel where is good and where isn't. Going to do 2 more. 1 more now. And you're going to hold it here. Now, we're going to add in some arm movements. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push back. So we're just going to hold the leg here. We're using the arms. So again, in Pilates, I like to use everything. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. So we're pushing the arms back and away. So we're working the triceps. We're working that core because it's really got to focus on balance for another 8 counts. So just for 8. Don't hold the breath. Exhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold. And release it back down. Lovely. Alright, we've got to do the other side. So I don't know about you, but I actually really felt that connection, and I always get surprised. I'm like, this doesn't do very much, but it genuinely does. Now, if you don't have a band, you could do this without the band. So we're going to take an inhale here, exhale, lift. So you can do that. You don't need a band. You can just do the movement. You can put your hand against a wall or on a chair, and you can do it without the band, as I say. Or if you've got a bath towel, you could wrap that around, and that would be absolutely fine. So we're holding, we're in our balance position. Where are we? Are we nice and centered? Are you leaning over one side or the other? Or are you nice and centered? So the spine has to really activate up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, I quite like to have it in both hands, but you can have it in one if you like. You're going to take the leg down and up. So anyone can fling their leg into the position. We're not flinging. We're doing it with control. And lift, down, and lift, down, and lift. So nice and controlled, shoulders back and down. We're going to do 2 more. 1 more now, and then we're going to hold the leg up. Now, you're going to, if you've got a band, you're now going to hold the leg there and push back with the hands. So we're pushing, well, it's not really hands, it's the arms, and we're working the triceps. If you haven't got a band, just do this without the band. You're just pushing the arms back, little pulses with the arms. For 8, 7, exhale. Don't hold your breath. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hold, 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 and release. Lovely work. Okay, we're now going to take that leg and pop the foot through the band. You're now going to hold the band in the opposite hand. Make sure you've got a nice soft bend in your knees. Again, you don't want to be really stiff, otherwise your body's not going to work and you're not going to get a full range of movement. You're going to hold the band, you're going to inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we're pulling out of the hip and in. And we're resisting that band. Now, I should have mentioned, if you want to make it harder, you tighten up your band and you're going to have bigger resistance. So it's up to you, wherever you are today, you make it work for you. So we exhale, inhale. Let's do 2 more. It's always 2 more, isn't it? 2 or 3. And lift. 1 more for luck. And release. Okay, other side. So again, make sure you've got a nice tight grip on that band. Working with the band, the tighter your band, the more resistance you will be creating. I'm going to wrap mine round. I'll probably regret that in a minute. Going to take an inhale and exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So we're pulling up nice and tall in the spine. It's as though we've got like a piece of string attached to us and we're pulling up nice and high to that ceiling, and lower, lift and lower. So extend and lower. We've got to work on that balance as well, so the core is having to work really hard. We've got another 4, 4, in, 3, 2, 1 more time, and release. Lovely, okay. So we're going to do pliés now. So we're going to do some pliés. Again, great for the core, great for the spine, great for getting warmth through the legs. And we're going to add in a sneaky tricep exercise. I say sneaky, it's not sneaky, I'm telling you all about it. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your band around one hand. You're then going to drop your hand behind your head and you're going to grab your band and tighten it up. So if you've got a towel, you just hold one end of the towel and then the other end. And you just pull it so you create some resistance and that will work your tricep nice and firmly. So we're in our plie position, so imagine that you've got a wall behind you and you're going to go down and up in a really straight line. You're not leaning forward and you're not leaning back, so straight line down and up, making sure your knees are tracking in alignment with the toes. So all we're going to do, as though we're walking in the park, is we're going to take an inhale, we're going to exhale lower, inhale, reach, and as we come up into our plie, we are working those triceps. So we go down, lift, extend, and again, down, lift, extend, and again, down, lift, extend. So we're working those triceps. We're working the core, of course. Pilates is all about core, strength and flexibility. So if you can't feel it, you're doing brilliantly well. I feel everything working. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Let's do 1 more time. And then we're going to do a single plie and then we're going to pulse the arms for 8. So here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh la la. Do you know, my brain was like, 8? Why have you chosen 8? Okay, so we're going to put that band in the other arm, the other hand. You're going to drop that arm behind, with your hand behind the head. You're going to make sure you've got a nice tight grip on the hand that's lower, and making sure you're going to hold it nice and tight. So make sure you get comfy. After the hardest part is trying to make sure that it's all comfortable. So you're in your plie position. You're going to make sure you're nice and tall in the spine. And when you're ready, you're going to plie down, lift, extend the arm. And again, plie and extend. So you need a tight grip with your band. The tighter your grip, the harder you're going to be working your tricep. Maybe you don't want to work your tricep, but triceps strong, toned triceps are always a good thing. And again, strong is what we're going for. We're going for strong body, strong mind. 2 more. Feeling so good. 1 more like this, and then we're going to do our single plie, and then we've got those dreaded 8 pulses. We can do this. Here we go for 8, 7, 6. Don't give up yet. You've only got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh la la, that sounds so challenging, didn't it? Alright, well done. So we're going to use our band now into a lunge position. I love this one, which is why I'm sharing it with you. I love all these exercises. I selfishly always say in all my classes, I will only do the exercises I love. And so here they are, the exercises I love. So you're going to be in a lunge position. Again, you can just do the lunge. If you haven't got a band and you haven't got a towel and you haven't got any other props, you can just do the lunge, still joining in. Now here, again, we're going to be working on our balance. The body's got to work really hard to keep us in this balanced position. And saying that, hoping that I don't fall over. So you're going to make sure you've got your knees in alignment with the toes. You're going to wrap your band around your hand. They're going to actually anchor you and help you in the move. Leg is behind you in a nice straight line, so it's not out here. It is in a nice straight line. Heel is off the mat. You're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale down, come up, row the arms. And again, lunge, lift, power. And again, down, lift, power. And again. So we are working everything. We're working the core, we're working the glutes, we're working the arms. We're going to do 3 more. So this is 3, you'll be glad to hear, those of you who like to plan. 2, one more time, and release. Good work, everyone. That should be feeling fluid, that should be feeling like you've got some warmth in the legs. You should be thinking, when are we going to the mat, Charlotte? This is exhausting. So again, wrapping the band around your hand to make it a little bit more challenging if you like. Make sure you do have a grip on the band. Making sure you've got your body weight nice and central. Wiggle around if you need to. When you're ready, you're going to come into your lunge. Inhale, exhale, lower, lift, row the arms. Lower. So the knee doesn't necessarily touch the mat, it just hovers above the mat. You might not be able to go as low as me. Again, you're making this workout work for you. So if you don't want to go that far down, then don't. I can't see you sadly, but I'm hoping that your knees are in alignment with your toes. We've got 3 more. Don't let that knee go past the toe line. It will complain tomorrow. I think this is your last one. And row. And release. Well done. Okay, now I'm sure you've been thinking, please can we go to the mat, Charlotte? It's exhausting stood up. Yes, we can. But it's still a challenge. Oh yes, it's a challenge. So, what we're going to do, again, you can do this exercise without a band if you'd rather. That's absolutely fine. And you can do it with your tights, absolutely fine. So you're going to lay your band out and you're going to make sure that you've got your knee on top of your band, okay? So you're in this 4-point position. So knee in alignment with hips, shoulders in alignment with wrists, to help if I can remember what the body's covered. You're then going to hold your band and you're going to wrap it round. You're going to make sure your core is nice and connected. So you're not letting it sink to the floor, tailbones tucked up and under, and you're making sure you feel really nice and centered. You're not letting your head drop down and you're not sort of wiggling it around either. It just stays nice and straight. Inhale. Now as you exhale, we're going to do something quite challenging. Now if this is too challenging, then what I want you to do is just do this movement, okay? So you're just going to do that movement if you feel like the whole thing that I'm now going to show you is too challenging. So you're going to inhale. We're going to do a lovely exercise. So we're going to inhale here and we're going to exhale and we're going to lift one arm and one leg off the mat. And inhale, lower. And again, inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. So you might just want to do the arm, or you might, if you haven't got a band, just want to do the leg. Let's do it all together in the full exercise. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Going to do 4 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. So you can see that you could do this without the band. Inhale, lower. The band is just adding extra resistance. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. You should start to feel a quiver in that core. and release. 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale, lower, 1 more time, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Sit back onto your heels, stretch it out. Oh my. And release. Definitely forgotten about my to-do list. I'm thinking how am I going to get through these moves. Alright, it is challenging, but keep going. Your body loves to move. Your body loves to be challenged, even on a Thursday evening or whenever you're doing this video. It's never a bad time to exercise. So unless you're poorly, then it is a bad time. Otherwise, it's a good time to exercise. So you're going to have yourself in your 4-point position, making sure that your shoulders in alignment with your wrist, your knees in alignment with your hip. Wrapping the band around if you'd like, otherwise don't worry. Going to make sure again that you work your body how it needs to go. So it might just be you're extending the arm, or you're doing the whole exercise with me. So taking a deep inhale to prepare. Really enjoy these inhales because it acts as a lovely recovery. When you're ready, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. So you should start to feel a little quiver in the core. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And release. Inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and release. And again, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, and release. We've got 2 more if you can, rest if you need to. Inhale here, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, lower, 1 more time, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Sit back onto your bottom, stretching it out into your child's pose, or your child stretch, and really enjoy stretching out those arms, walking them a little bit further away from the centre line of your body. Good work, everyone. Well done. Okay, we're going to come down onto our back now, you'll be pleased to know. Catch your breath a little bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to do some lovely exercises with the legs. So you're going to put the band around your feet and make sure it's fairly even, so you've got a nice grip here on your band. Again, if you can, wrap the band around your hand, it will give you better positioning. Now you're very carefully going to roll yourself down into neutral spine and just hold your feet, heels on the floor, and just sort of tilt your pelvis forward and back so you can find where neutral spine is. So you're kind of floating on top of the mat, you're not forcing your back into the mat, and you haven't got a big arch either. So nice straight line. You're going to inhale and you're going to exhale and bring your legs up into tabletop, okay? So your legs are in tabletop. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take an inhale to prepare, and you're going to exhale, take the legs out, inhale back in. So we extend and they come back in. So exhale, inhale. Now it's really important that you're not letting your tummy, actually here, you're not letting your tummy push out towards the ceiling. You don't want that. You want your tummy to be zipped up and under as though you're wearing a really tight pair of trousers. Now every time I sort of say that live, people look at me surprised as though potentially I'm the only person who wears trousers that are too tight and you have to really squeeze in to do your zipper up. But I think you get the idea. You really need to kind of connect with that core. It's working, which is why these movements are so intense. Try not to tip your head back, sort of making a little tuck with the chin so that your neck doesn't complain tomorrow. So we're going to do 3 more of these. 3 and 2. 1 more. And you're going to have your knees in towards your chest, and you're going to walk side to side. Now we're going to use the band to try and do the teaser. So this is quite an advanced exercise, although the band really helps you to get into the right technique, and I love it with the band. I prefer doing the teaser with the band than without, but just sort of see how you go. It is quite an advanced movement. So if I were teaching you live and I could see you, I would recommend that if you were finding that exercise challenging, to stay doing this exercise and to scrap the teaser altogether. If you've only just done Pilates for the first time today, do not attempt this exercise. It will hurt, everything will hurt tomorrow. So the teaser, classic Pilates exercise. So we're going to use the band, I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we're going to cue you into doing it. You're going to make sure you've got a really good grip in that band. You're in your neutral spine. You're going to make sure you've got your knees in alignment with your hips, and that you've got a nice neutral spine. You're going to use the bands, as I say, to help you do the movement. So you're going to inhale here. You're going to exhale, take the legs long as we just did in the other exercise. You're going to nod your chin, and then you're going to exhale up into your teaser position. And you will feel there that your core is having to work really, really hard to keep you in that teaser position. Then you're going to bend your knees and you're going to roll back down. Alright, so let's do it together. I'm just going to do 4. See how that goes. So you're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale, take the legs long. Inhale, top the chin. Exhale, coming up onto your sit bones. You're kind of making a V shape with your body. Inhale, hold. Bend your knees. Exhale, roll back down. And again, inhale. Exhale, take the legs long. Nod the chin as you exhale all the way back up. Now you might just be here. You might be here going, ah, that feels enough. You might not be able to get all the way up here, and that's absolutely fine. You just go where it feels good. If you feel any discomfort in pain, in terms of pain, you must stop. It's a sign it's not working for you. Bend your knees, roll back down. And again, inhale. Exhale, take the legs long. Tuck the chin. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I am really quivering in the core. It's working. Bend the knees, roll back down. This is your final one. Inhale. Exhale, take the legs long. Nod the chin as you exhale up. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Can you feel it? Yes, you can. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees and roll back down. Hug the knees in towards your chest and rock side to side. So such a good exercise with the bands. It kind of mimics something you do on the reformer, and it feels so good. It actually supports you to do the movement, but it should feel really fluid, and it should feel really lovely. It should feel like, yes, this movement feels great. Talking of great movements, let's do another one. So we're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, and we're going to take our legs up towards the ceiling. You're going to hold your band nice and tight, just this is on drop mine. And then all you're going to do is you're going to extend the legs out, in, extend out, in. So we're doing a lovely inner thigh, outer thigh resistance. Your legs are high. You might need to do your legs bent. That's fine too. You can bend your knees. But ideally you've got your legs out, in, out, and in, exhale, inhale. We've just got one more exercise to do before we call it a day. So 3, 2, engaging that core. If you want to make it harder, take the legs lower towards the mat and bend the knees, release. Alright, you're going to put one foot through the band, you're going to do one-legged circles, and you're going to take the other leg along to the mat. So the band is really going to help you here with the fluid of the movement. You're going to keep your elbows on the mat, so, and your shoulders are back and nice and relaxed. And all you're going to do is hold the band in your hand, and you're going to circle the legs. So I like to imagine that on the ceiling there's a basketball hanging down, and I'm just extending the leg round that basketball, so it's not a massive range of movement. Exhaling, inhaling, it's slow and controlled. The pelvis is flat. The pelvis is not rolling out side to side. If you're finding it is, and you might need to bend your supporting knee, It may be that you're just not strong enough to hold it with the leg flat. Reverse the direction. So again, imagining you've got a basketball on the ceiling and you're going around the basketball. We're going to do 2 more. You can definitely feel it. 1 more. And release. Good work. Bend the knee. Bring the other leg up to tabletop. Switch the foot through the band. Other leg comes along. And when you're ready, you're going to make sure you've got the band nice and gripped, nice and tight. Make sure you've got your elbows on the mat. And when you're ready, you're going to work your leg, circle the leg around your imaginary basketball on the ceiling. So lovely range of movement. The pelvis is flat. We're not rolling anything out to the side. We're engaging those hips. They are working in the movement. They're not rolling out. Staying engaged, deep core connection. And the other side, so rotating around the other side. Going around your imaginary basketball. And you should feel it in the thighs, in the core. The legs are working. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Bend the knees. Take the other leg and put it through the band. Alright, we're into our stretch now. So what I'd like you to do is I want you, if you can, to keep your leg nice and straight and tug on that band. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take the leg across the centre line of your body to where it feels good. So you're just holding that leg out. You should feel that stretch on your glutes, on your hip flexors, and you're just going to hold it where it feels good. There is tension, but it's good tension. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, it just feels like it's stretching. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back to the centre, and then if you can, you're going to drop your leg out to the side and hold it where it feels good. You're just holding that leg, your elbows on the floor, your wrist is doing quite a lot of work because it's holding the leg. And then you're going to bring it back to the centre and you're just going to hold it there. So if this is too much, you could put your towel around your thigh and just sort of bring the head up and bring that leg towards you a little bit more. So there's a lovely stretch for those thighs and for the core. And then when you're ready, you're going to loosen your grip, bend your knee, and then you're going to switch over the band onto the other leg goes long, the other leg comes up, nice and straight towards the ceiling, the foot is flexed. You may have to do this with your leg bent if you haven't got such flexibility. Not that my flexibility is that great. As a runner, my hamstrings get really tight and often don't do what I want them to do. But this is a great exercise for releasing the hamstring. Your core is connected, your hips are flat on the mat, they're not rolling up or down. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring that leg across the centre line of your body to where you feel that natural catch. Now you might find that one side of your body feels much more challenged than the other one. I say that because this side for me feels a lot tighter. Going across the centre line of my body feels much more challenging in this side. And that's okay. Working with it, not against it. So my range of movement this side is a little bit smaller. And then you're going to come back up to a straight leg. Oh la la, I think we're going to feel this tomorrow. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that leg out to the side, away from the centre line. Lovely inner thigh stretch. Great on the abductors, hip flexor. Don't let your back arch, you're going as far as you can without arching the back. And then you're going to bring that leg back to the centre and just give it an extra tug if you can. If you need to, you can raise your head and just hold it there. But ideally head flat on the mat. And then you're going to take the leg down to the floor. You're going to point your toes, you can drop your band now, or your towel, whatever you were using. Point your toes away, flex the feet, point, flex the feet. 2 more times. Point and flex, point and flex. You're just going to let your legs roll out to the side. Going to let your head roll into the mat, your bottom sink into the mat, and just hold it there with your toes. And that should feel amazing. You should now be feeling like you've worked your body. The body loves to move. Should feel amazing. Alright, when you're ready, you're going to bring your feet flat on the mat. You're going to take the legs out to the side into a lovely inner thigh, outer thigh stretch. Just let the weight of your knees carry you over. I always do this stretch because it's my favourite stretch. And as I think I said earlier, I only do my favourite exercises. The ones that feel so good. And really think about how the body feels. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your knees back to centre. Drop your knees over to the other side. We are finishing our workout now, but if you wanted to stay in that position longer, you could. Then you're going to come up to standing. I hope that you've enjoyed the bands as much as me. So take left wide into a plie. Going to drop the knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, just getting the blood flow again. Inhale, reach. One more time. Reach and shake it out. You did it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the bands as much as I did. I'll be doing more bands and more Pilates to keep us entertained while we're in this strange times. We're in these strange times. So I look forward to you joining me next time. Take care, stay well, stay safe. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Bye now.